As a band leader and designer, the first thing I have actually is a dream. And then I have to bring this dream alive. And where crop over is concerned, it is Barbadiana. So whatever you do, you have to come with a Barbadian theme if you want to be successful. Then afterwards is the creative side of it. Whereas I think to myself, what is going to be the theme, what materials we're going to use, what color for visual impact, and what appliques we're going to use it on it, and so on. Then afterwards, I have to meet with I call him my co-partner, my producer and my production manager, to make the final decision of what we are actually going to do. Whereas I might decide to myself, I'm going to make this costume, highlight this costume with blue or yellow, and all of a sudden, you know, he came up with an idea. I say, wow, it could be green. You understand? And the other thing too, where creativity is concerned, where the costume is concerned, visual impact is very, very important. So you have to have a balance of colors, of red, yellow, greens, purple, and so on. For me, where my costume is concerned, I have to have the feeling of this is Barbados. This is Barbados. This is not Brazil. This is not Trinidad. This is Barbados. And as soon as we have our dream and have on paper exactly what we're doing, first thing we have to think is on materials. Now, first thing you have to do is make your synopsis, one of each. And that takes you a long time because you're taking down and putting up. It could take you a day, probably even 2 days to do it. Then you have to source your material. Now Barbados, we have two places, Abeds and Samaru. Sometimes you start with something and then when you go back, you don't have it. But then when you show your prototype to the public, they want to get what they see. So you have to leave and go to Trinidad to source the material, right? Then afterwards, when you start to do, from the time you launch your band and start production, you have to get a production team. And there is where your production manager come in, the laying out of what he wants to do, put in place of what he wants to do. Everybody, what he'll decide, we are going to do the first section, and we are doing everything on the first section, not jumping from section to section. So he has his team, one working on the headpiece, one working on the handpiece and whatnot. So when we are finished, the whole section is finished. This year I have almost every color in my band. The name of my band is called Iconic Bajan Music, which I've selected some songs from some of our great musician and singers icons here. I wouldn't go into details of all the names. We have I Am a Bajan, and in the headpiece you could see the names. We have I Am a Bajan, and in the headpiece you could see the map of Barbados and the color of the Barbados flag, blue, yellow with a little black in it. The other one is called Burn Mr. Harding. So automatically I knew we had to have fire and flame in it. So the colors was red, is red, yellow with the gold and whatnot, and the beads and whatnot. The shimmering colors we have is to play with the sunlight. So when we get in the sunlight, the costume have to look like actually it's catching a fire. And there is where my producer come in, you understand? Where it comes to like blending in the colors to make sure they're right. Now, the white section I have is based of one of our greatest singers in Barbados and music, Jackie Opel. He introduced a certain music to Barbados called Spooge, and it was through I should say a program on television about his life that gave me the idea to come with the icons. And the name of the tune I use is Cry Me a River, and in the headpiece you can see the tears falling down, highlighted by the teardrops and whatnot, and the river, you know, in the materials and whatnot. Good. And then the other one is Rihanna, Umbrella. And I thought the color to use should be youthful, pink and purple marriage together. We use a little feather in there, but in the headpiece you could see the formation of the umbrella. Also in the drop piece and so on, foot piece and whatnot, you could see the umbrella actually. The materials I use for this actually is lame. The lame, why I use the lame is because on the purple we wanted the umbrella to actually come out at you, so you could see the umbrella coming out. Now then the other one is Legoy Han. He is a legend here. This is Griner, and automatically the sound is about a Rasta who is really playing those drums. So I went for the color ice gold and green, and then we decided we are not going to use feathers there. We're going to create locks. And my producer with the foam and so on, he created, that's all wrapped with braids and so on and whatnot to create that impact and whatnot. And if you notice, we bought out, we highlighted with the braids. The braids, you have it in green, red and gold. But this material is a material when you get in the sunlight, it just comes alive. It comes alive. Now the other one is Aware Africa. And what the riches of Africa, gold, prints, you understand, all that we bought out in there. The costume is speaking for itself where that is concerned. We have a little of, we didn't go, well, you know, people automatically might think because Africa you go the same ice gold and green. No, we wanted to bring out the riches. As you could say, the gold is in there. The earth is Mother Earth. You have everything in there. You have the animal print in there and whatnot. So when you look at that costume, you can see Africa, right? Then we have Atora. He's a saxophonist. So automatically we felt jazzy. So that's why we came in with the feather bowie and so on. And we have in the headpiece the jazz, and then the background to make it look sort of ragtime. We put in the feather bowies and whatnot. So everything in here, in my band, it's a dream come alive. And the thing is, it's not only to dream it up or to try to bring it alive. You have to have the support of someone who is thinking on the same level as you, and someone who knows what is going on in your brain and will make it possible. This business is for the love of it, for the love of our culture. You understand? This is why I am in this business. Every year after being stressed out, I say this is the end. But as soon as I'm finished, it's the beginning for me.